Hi guys, it's me Danielle, Danny Buttons, and I'm here with a requested video. Yes! In my last What I Colored This Month video for September, I showed off a whole bunch of pictures from these books, and I asked if anyone wanted a flip through, and someone said yes, and I'm excited because these are like my favorite coloring books ever. So, what these are, they are French coloring books from the group Hatchet Heroes, maybe Hachette Heroes, I don't know. I don't want to pronounce it silly, but they're mystery colors. So they're color by numbers. This is a good example. They're color by numbers, but you have no idea what's going to happen. So there's random lines drawn all over, and there's a picture in there somewhere. So I was going to flip through the answer key. Each book has an answer key in the back that shows you what the pictures are going to be, because maybe you want to try one of these, but you don't want to buy all 6 or 7 at once. Is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I have? You might only want 1, which is perfectly reasonable. This actually took me 3 tries to buy them all, so there was some restraint there. But I'm going to flip through them all. This isn't all this company has. There's a Star Wars one, and then they have a bunch that are just regular pictures. So I know they have like cats and scenery and everyday odds and ends. So if you like this style at all, and maybe you're just not a Disney fan, I would still recommend looking them up. I bought these all from Amazon UK. I will try to link them below if I remember to do that. Yes, okay. So I guess I'll go in this order. Let me push them to the side a little bit. Each book has 100 pages in it, which is super awesome. This, I think, translates to optical illusions. That's what Google told me. And what's special about this one is there's pictures there beforehand, and then it turns into other things after. So you can see in the background Beast and Belle, and now it's Sebastian. So it just kind of throws you off extra. But what I like about this book a lot is that usually there's less colors because it already has the extra mystery element. So that can be fun. So I'm going to flip to the back here. I have no idea how much to talk about it because you can see what's going on. But as you can see, almost all of these pictures are just solid colors. Like there's some shading here, but most of them are just solid. So this book has a lot of Big Hero 6 in it. And this book was the first book to have Coco. So if you're a fan of Coco, and there's a bunch of Coco in here. Moana. See how she's like more stylized? I actually really like this style better. But I love Moana, so I'll do that page eventually. A lot of the Pixar ones end up more stylized, or I guess attempting to look more realistic and shadowed. And what I've said before again is what I love about these books is there's a random, or what I feel like are more random characters that you wouldn't necessarily see in a lot of other Disney coloring books. So, like Black Cauldron. I can't even tell you who's in Black Cauldron. I'm actually going to watch that sometime this week because I haven't seen it in years. So, this are actually from, I think, Darkwing Duck. That's definitely Darkwing Duck. And these say the same thing. They say Mr. Mask and 2 years, so that's from the TV show. More Coco. Oliver and Company, I just watched that. This says Donald something on there, but I have no idea what this is. I didn't look all of them up. I know I want to say 95% of the characters. That's from DuckTales, or possibly Darkwing Duck 2, apparently. But he's also in DuckTales. There's a bunch of Brother Bear in all of the books, which I found is interesting. I don't know if it's more popular in France than it is here. So, okay. So, that was Optical Illusions. So make sure to pause if you see anything you like, just to figure out which book it's in. This I just got, and it is Mickey, Donald, and Co. So these are from Mickey Cartoons or Mickey Movies, and it's him and his friends. And I particularly got this for the Mickey's Christmas Carol pages because that's my favorite Christmas movie, and there's a ton in here. So I'm really excited for that. So a few in black and white, which seems intimidating, but you really only need 3 to 4 shades of black and white and gray, I guess, so that's cool. So this is all the way from 1934, 1928, and it says the years that the cartoons came out on the bottom, which is nice. And also it seems to have the translations on these, which is also nice. So there you go. So if you're a fan of the old school Mickey Mouse, this would be good for you. Again, I like this for the holiday stuff. These are holiday-esque too, even though they're not officially Christmas. And I haven't seen some of these old ones, so I might look them up and try to watch them. Pete, Big Bad Wolf. This is from, there's no name under these. That's pretty funny. But I'm pretty sure that's from the first cartoon Donald was ever in. I think it's called like Good Hen or something like that. So that's fun. And this is Mickey throughout the years. So as you'll see as I turn the page, we get more modern. So this is still the 30s, then we're into the 40s. This, I think 40s Mickey is my favorite style of Mickey. I kind of don't like Mickey now, but they do use this Mickey a lot, so that's all right. I love Goofy. Apparently in French, Goofy is dingo, so that makes me laugh because it says dingo does things. How to play baseball, how to swim. This is from Fun and Fancy Free, where they meet the giant. There's Donald. Chip and Dale. From A Goof Troop Christmas, these two. And some from Fantasia. The Three Caballeros. So these are, again, if you really like the classics. Then we have 2.5 magical pages, or 3.5 magical pages of Mickey's Christmas Carol. So yes, this is my favorite Christmas movie. I'm so excited. This is the only thing I'm going to be working on in December. So, all the way. So, 4, 8, 12, 14 pages from Mickey's Christmas Carol. Then we have a bunch from DuckTales. They're claiming from DuckTales the movie, but they're just DuckTales characters. And then the rest of it is from the Three Musketeers. So that's that book. All right, volume 1. Also, I'm standing while I'm doing this, so hopefully you can't like hear me rocking back and forth. Volume 1. Each of these books has 100 pages in it. 2. I think I said that, but yeah, it's just so great. There's so many pages. And they're nice sized books. This is a Hannah Lynn book. So they're taller than Hannah Lynn books, but obviously that's to take into account the letter key, number key, the color code on the bottom. So the pages themselves are about the same as a Hannah Lynn book or any other standard coloring book. Yes, volume 1. Okay, volume 1, in my opinion, is the most even of them, but it doesn't have some of the newer movies in it. So there's a whole bunch of movies in here that there's only 1 or 2 images, which I think is real nice because obviously it gets you a lot of representation from everything. For this month, for October, I'm going to be doing only villains. I'm really excited. Bolt. Rescuers 2. And there's obviously both orientation of picture. That doesn't really affect much besides. It is a little confusing because the numbers will still be vertical because it's a mystery. And then you like coloring it horizontal, so that's interesting, I guess. It's hard to turn the pages, I'm sorry. The cover is always in the book somewhere. There is Princess and the Frog a little bit, but I don't think anything newer than that in this one. So again, to me, it's just such a great variety. I'll also say, if you end up buying all of these books, there will definitely be some characters that you'll have multiple times. But so far, they haven't been in the same pose. So it'll be a different background. I'm working on Ursula right now. So I have my bookmark in here to keep that. Okay. Volume 2. I've said this before, but I think Volume 2 may be my favorite so far because Winnie the Pooh is in Volume 2, and I love Winnie the Pooh. So, yes. This is my, like, I haven't done this yet, but I love it so much. Maybe I'll do it in October anyway, even though Rabbit is not a villain, okay? He's grumpy sometimes, but he's a good guy. There's the cover. More DuckTales. I did that page already. Yeah, for instance, there's a ton of Alice in Wonderland that it's just Alice, but she'll be in different poses. So take that with a grain of salt if you're going to buy them all. I like it because it seems like sometimes they put pictures next to each other on purpose. So sometimes, like, these are just the same movie, but sometimes, like, they just make sense together. I'll see when I find an example. I'll point it out. But there's some fairies from the Tinkerbell spin-off series, I guess. So there is that book. Another interesting tidbit. Hold on, let me get the first one out, or third one out here. There is not one picture from Tarzan, which I just thought was kind of interesting because there's basically at least one picture from almost every single Disney movie, but none from Tarzan. So this is Volume 3. Volume 3 has its pros and cons. On the pro side, it has a lot of the newer movies, so there's a lot of Tangled in here, Princess and the Frog, Big Hero 6, but the cons are, for some reason, there's tons of Peter Pan and the Fairies. Oh, there's a lot of Frozen and Zootopia in here. But of the 100 pictures, 15 are either Peter Pan or the fairies. So if you love them, this may be the book you go for. If you don't like them, this may not be the book you go for first. So, but yes, tons of Frozen, Big Hero 6, tons of Moana, Wreck-It Ralph. So if you love all the new movies, this might be the one you go for first. I'm excited for Wreck-It Ralph 2 later this year. There's another Alice. Utopia. Big Hero 6. This is a good one. This is definitely my second favorite. If it wasn't for 15 pages of just fairies and Peter Pan, this would probably be my favorite. It keeps finding the face right here and trying to zoom on it, so I hope it doesn't get blurry. See, like this page, they definitely did that on purpose. Put them next to each other, and like they're dressed up. I just think that's cute. Up. See, so many fairies. I've just never seen these movies, so that's really why I'm medium about them. I just saw the original Tinkerbell movie. Ooh, another Ursula. I might have to do that one also. I see another Alice. But like Meet the Robinsons, have you ever seen a coloring page about Meet the Robinsons? I expect not. And then this is strange. Paperman is the short that was in front of one of the movies. And there's this, actually in the next book, a second picture from this. And I was like, interesting. There we go. That's book 3. Book 4 just came out the other day. I want to say it came out September 19th. So I wasn't even supposed to have it yet, but here it is, and I'm so excited. But that being said, book 4 is definitely my least favorite of the 4. And that is because this book has a ton of sequels featured in it. So like Cinderella 2 and Mulan 2. It seems like a strange choice to me. Some of it's fine because even though it's from the sequel, it's still the character that we love. So does it matter? Not really. But some of it's kind of strange. So like, that's from Lion King 2. Incredibles 2. This is apparently from Pocahontas 2. I think. Maybe it's not. That might be the year regular Pocahontas came out. Little Mermaid 2 and 3, there's a bunch. There is more Coco in here too, because this is the first of the volumes that came out after Coco. So, but again, if you love one of these sequels, 2 of these sequels, maybe this is perfect for you. There's a bunch of from the Lilo and Stitch sequels, but I know a lot of people do like those. This is new, so it's not as cracked as the rest of them. She is supposedly from Little Mermaid 2. I just watched Little Mermaid 2, and I have no idea who this is. So that's interesting. I'm going to have to, like, look that up. More Coco. It's just some weird decisions in this book. I still love it, and, like, honestly, am I going to get to every single page in every single book in the foreseeable future? Probably not. So if this doesn't happen right away, I think we'll be okay. But like Leroy and Stitch, I assume this is Leroy. I don't know. I actually have a lot of these movies though, because I have every Disney DVD, and a bunch of them came with the sequels. So maybe I'll have to give them a watch and see what happens. Peter Pan 2. Okay. I enjoyed this page because the rose basically is a character. So there's a lot of Aristocats in this book. There we go. Okay, and finally, it is the Pixar one. Now, I also don't like this one, and I will tell you why. This one does not have the bold black outlines like the majority of the other pages do. So this, to me, is much more of a challenge because how I do the book is I do the black background first, and then it kind of shows me where I need to color. I'm going to show you because why not? I hope I'm going to show you and I didn't just take up all of your time. Oh no. Quick, what page am I working on? Bookmark, tell me. I'm not going to show you because I'm taking too long. I'm sorry. Okay. So this one doesn't have, oh, I started to. This is all the black on this page. So in the other books, if you did the black first, you'll basically have all of Dash outlined. And this one, not so much. So for me, when I see this all blank, it's kind of overwhelming because it's hard to see where everything is. But if I did the black first, I would say, okay, this is how big this area is, so I can focus on that. So if you're good at doing this, then this is absolutely good for you. But for me, I haven't gotten around to too many in this yet. So here we go. All the pictures are great though, and the characters are great. But as you can tell, they're trying to be more 3D and realistic than the other books. So this just has all of our Pixar movies. This does not have Coco though, because again, Coco was not out yet when this book came out. WALL-E's my favorite Pixar movie, so I'm gonna get to these WALL-E pages eventually. And also, obviously, it doesn't have Incredibles 2, but again, a lot of the characters are the same, so it's all right. There's tons and tons of Toy Story because there were 3 Toy Stories. There's a good, like, 2 pages of just cars, so that's fun, I guess. Here's a bunch of cars. I will get to these eventually. I'm just enjoying the other ones right now. Too much. There's a few from the shorts. Are you from a short? No, he's just from Toy Story 1. I thought there was some from shorts. I'll have to see if I notice any as we go. Finding Dory is in this one, as you're seeing right now, but she's not in any of the other ones. So there's a bunch of that in here. This is what makes me so mad. So, anger, sadness, disgust, joy, where's fear? Huh? Fear's my favorite. So that was upsetting to me. But fear is in the Optical Illusion book. So, if you love fear, get that book. And a bunch from Brave. Oh, so there's some of the other books that they do have. Since we're here, I'll show you. These books, I want to say, are anywhere from 11 to 15 euros. Pounds. So if you're in England, there you go. If you're not, it will convert for you. So shipping ends up being like $12 also. So I think when I got two at once, it came out to $41, I want to say, which it's a little bit pricey if you only buy Creative Space, but if you're buying higher end books anyway, it's not bad at all. Shipping originally for a whole bunch of them, because again, I did it in 3 shipments, the shipping took 3 to 4 weeks, but then for this last one, the shipping took like 8 days, which I was shocked. And the shipping method I picked, which was the cheapest, did not have tracking. So you just kind of had to wait. But then I was really surprised when it got there early. So I will link these down below. I love these books so much. Let me know if you buy any of them and who you're going to color in first. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.